Let's start with tariffs, gentlemen. I have, just as I said yesterday, I think, I have really smart Democrats emailing me, texting me saying this shows it's Trump 2.0. It's just a worse version of 1.0. He has no idea what he's doing. He's making things up. He's a laughing stock in the world. And then I have people saying this was a masterclass in leveraging and Trump gave up nothing and got a lot and sent a signal to the world. So, Dan, where are you on the scale of genius, doofus, goofus, gallant? Where are you on that scale for Trump's gambit just with Canada and Mexico? We'll talk about China in a moment.
I think politically it's genius in that he makes the threat, then there's a get, something that we got from one of them, and then he declares victory. And the headline and everyone says, America won. Trump's muscle produced a result. We never know going into it what it is he really craves. And that's, I believe, totally intentional because he just kind of plays the hand as he's going out. But he never seems to want to really follow through with this for obvious reasons. And so far, it's working. No counterparty wants to go through with this either. So I think in that regard, it is political genius. I think more than 50% of this country looks at this and says the guy's getting results. I think the other side to it is, I really don't think that he's sitting there and saying, these are the two things that I have to get, and this is strategic, and I'm going to be kind of, wise and patient with when and how I use these. I think it's just like he's just firing at everybody because he wants to constantly show action and show victory. So, I'm not going to give him the Nostradamus title yet, but they are good politics so far.
Sean?
I don't know if you can see that. I posted it on Instagram. It says, Trump wants a leader to do something. Trump announces tariffs. Left claims tariffs won't work. Leader caves and Trump gets what he wants. It's over and over again. Colombia, Panama, Mexico, Canada. To your point on the latter, what, he announces something, he gets something for the country.
Gives up nothing.
Gives up nothing in return.
Well, supposedly with Mexico, we did say we are going to put more you roll your eyes the way the Canadians roll their eyes that they're putting people on the border that they had already put on the border. So, I mean, if we're going to roll our eyes, we're rolling our eyes.
But I think so there's the substantive piece of it, right? That's number one. And you touched on this, Dan. There's the political piece, which is after 4 years of wondering whether or not the president was awake, you have a president that every day is saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And I think we're ready for action. We're ready to see a president acknowledge the problems, to take action, to solve them. And the other thing is, I'm like, he's breaking glass and he's doing stuff. For years, we were told we couldn't do it this way. It would never work. Same old crap, same old excuses every time. And Trump's willing to do things differently, to break every norm, to get something done. That's the number two. Number three is this. I was actually intrigued to see how the Democrats will respond. And I got to be honest, both the messenger and the message were unreal. Please play 108.
Let's just take Super Bowl Sunday, okay? It's going to affect beer, okay? Most of it, Corona here, comes from Mexico. It's going to affect your guac, because what is guacamole made of? Avocados, both from Mexico.
I mean, that was literally the worst. That was so awkward watching him. It was this is a beer. He took
but you know what, though, Sean? I could see Trump doing the same exact thing.
No.
Like,
you tell me that delivery, Chuck Schumer looked like a kid who found a dollar
as
in
we
the couch.
As we say in Brooklyn, oy vey, and as the B character says on The Simpsons, ay caramba.
It was so, he looked like he thought he was anyway, it looked awkward. The idea that you're defending Mexican beer, regardless of it, where I know that there's I'm well aware of the distributorships and all that, but I'm just saying it was the dumbest message. You're up there saying, if you drink Corona, this is going to, no one.
Well, I actually,
as
Sean,
if
totally
we don't have American
about
beer,
that.
just, craft beer and.
Well, but I disagree, because what you're saying is that there's no downside to a tariff war is just not true, right? I mean, on the one hand,
No.
Trump is
Yeah, I agree with you, but here's my point, Dan. When you're holding up a bottle of or a can of Corona and say, this is what you're going to deal with, you're telling me that all of your whining is because I'm going to pay more for Corona? Okay, got it.
Sean, how many Americans drink beer? Saying
A lot.
to people, right? So I mean, saying you're trying to find a way to relate. You're saying that the price of potash for the fertilizer is going to go up, which is going to cost you more to, get your soybeans in 6 months, is a harder thing to. I mean, just to me, I could see Donald Trump, the guy who to celebrate, Mexican, what was it? Cinco de Mayo in 2016 gets a photo with a taco. Trump's
Taco
all
ball.
about the visual, right?
Taco ball.
A taco ball. Thank you. Trump's all about the visual, and I actually think for once that was actually a smart play. It's just,
I'm all about. I love a good gimmick. I am a huge fan of the gimmick. The idea, though, that you're holding up Chuck Schumer looks like I don't know that guy's ever had a Corona in his life.
That may be a different point. Yes,
and he just looks like
he's been to Corona Queens. All right,